Hey my good friends, Sam Haymart with TestDrivenTV. Today we're doing an unbox, install, and product review of the SXM Roadie BT Bluetooth satellite radio tuner as installed in our 2022 Ford Maverick hybrid long-term tester. So we're going to walk you through what it's like to put it in, and I'm going to tell you what I really think about how it works. The Ford Maverick pickup doesn't come with many options in the way of audio. It does come with an 8-inch touchscreen AM/FM radio and features Bluetooth connectivity standard, including a number of features, but certainly not XM radio. You can only get XM satellite radio with the top Lariat trim grade and the luxury package, which then has a very nice B&O sound system and Sync 3. Unless you're in that top 1%, you only have two ways to get XM satellite radio into your speakers. The first one is using an SXM app on your phone and streaming it to your audio system via Bluetooth, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay. This is the best audio quality, but it can be inconsistent and unreliable if your cell phone reception drops occasionally or is just not all that good. The second option is a satellite radio receiver, of which there are a number available from SXM. Here, the connection is more stable if not bulletproof, but the audio quality is a little bit less and it requires some level of installation. Having suffered enough with the unreliability of the cell phone app connections, I decided to try the tuner. Depending on the one you buy, it can connect in a number of ways, including Bluetooth. This is the one I have here, the Roadie BT, for about $100. The box includes everything you need, including the tuner, several mounting options from temporary to permanent, the antenna and its associated wiring, and a USB wire that connects the tuner to its smart power plug. Unlike some of the SXM tuners, this one has a 12-volt power plug that combines all of its hardware into a single unit. It's the central brain that everything plugs into, requiring you to use a conventional 12-volt power port. You can hardwire this if you want, but it takes a few extra determined steps I'm not doing here until I decide if I like it or not. That said, I purchased a 12-volt power box to use so that I don't have to lose my single dash-mounted 12-volt port, and also allowing the smart power plug to not be staring me in the face all the time. Plus, I mounted the display down low at the center console area where the plug is, so I needed something to provide a packaging solution and continued 12-volt power port access. In so doing, I also gained some extra USB power ports to boot. The most important and strategic part of the install for me was the antenna. There are so many ways to do this, including just putting it on the dash, even though they say you shouldn't. It does work. I do prefer it outside the vehicle myself, so I chose the rear corner of the roof as a location as it's least visible and intrusive. I put down a small patch of clear adhesive plastic film to protect the paint and stuck the magnetic mount into place. The Maverick has lots of trim and seams to allow you to completely hide the wire all the way. I used a plastic butter knife to pry a small gap along the way of the plastic trims and panels to get it back under and behind. I removed the bolt at the rear fender panel to slip the wire back and under, then strung it behind the plastic lower rocker all the way to the front. There it comes up ahead of the door and behind the hinges, and then through the seam in the rubber weather stripping. From there, I strung it behind the carpet and up under the center of the dash to where the unit is. I got it all finished off with a clear piece of tape and a zip tie to keep it tidy. I chose to mount the display screen with the provided adhesive pedestal mount to the underbelly of the dash. I had to trim the base of the mount to fit the spot, and ultimately I used a couple of short self-tapping screws to hold it firm, as the adhesive is junk and it won't stay long term. I know from past experience. It'll just eventually fall off when you hit a good bump. It looks great in this location in my opinion. It's out of the way, and with the 90-degree elbow of the 12-volt power bar I got, all went together just right. The wires, the plug, and the plug bar for now are just sitting back in the lower cubby area, but my long-term plan is to mount it a bit more tidy, and I may come up with a hardwire solution once I determine whether I really like this thing or not. After using it for about a week, my review on this SXM tuner is a little bit mixed. The pros? The connection and reliability is solid. Not once have I had it disconnect like my phone does all the time, or proved to be problematic in any way relative to its connection. 2. The display unit has nice graphics and it's easy to program with my favorite stations. Number 3, it displays up on the Maverick's touchscreen the pertinent artist and song title information just like on the tuner. Now the cons. First, audio quality is slightly less than streaming it by your phone via Bluetooth, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay. And this is because the signal is actually coming over the satellite to your antenna, as opposed to streaming via cell phone network, which actually has more bandwidth for quality. 2. It has a handshake glitch, which I'm not sure is a Ford system issue or one coming from the SXM tuner. Not all the time, but occasionally, a pop-up shows on the touchscreen wanting me to verify whether I want to connect to the Roadie BT, even when it's already connected and playing. It's just a little bit annoying to have to reach up there and say yes all the time. 3. The big one. If you already use your phone connected to the head unit via Bluetooth for hands-free calling and other applications, or you connect via Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, this really isn't going to work for you. If you try to connect another device in any way, the SXM tuner disconnects. It only effectively allows one external device at a time to work. Connecting the SXM tuner via FM would be a better solution if you're a regular Bluetooth, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay user. In all, for $100, I found the solution is adequate from the standpoint that it's reliable, and I don't have to worry about constantly fumbling with my phone to restart the SXM stream over and over because cell service or the constant Bluetooth Android Auto connection is just not that good with the Maverick. At the end of the day, honestly, I am impressed with this system because it's bulletproof. It is a Bluetooth connection that is impeccable. It's always there. It always works. There are some nuances to it that we talked about. But the main thing is if you're somebody who uses your phone already with your head unit, be it calls, be it Bluetooth, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, this isn't really the solution for you. You want to get, and if I were to do it over again, I would probably get one of the different tuners from SXM that uses the FM as a way to connect this thing up. This, I bought it because it said Bluetooth and I thought, oh good. And it is good if you don't use your phone with your head unit for any of those other things. So there you go. That is my review, unboxing and install of the SXM Roady BT. Now we have a lot of Maverick coverage on our playlist right there, 50 plus videos, test drives, technical, how-to, all of that. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel right there. Either way, stay tuned.